Recently, Ed and I undertook the major remodeling of our kitchen. As with most projects, it was much harder, took longer, and was more frustrating than we could have ever imagined. And we promised ourselves that after doing without a kitchen and doing all the work, that when we were finished, we would treat ourselves with a little getaway. And it had to be a pretty short getaway because we didn't want to leave our kitties for more than a day. And so we drove from Lynchburg to Richmond, and not really knowing what we were going to go see, having not been there before, I Googled some of the most popular tourist sites and found Louis Ginter Botanical Garden. Wow, what a treat it was. 50 acres of themed gardens that were incredibly well designed and manicured. We loved every minute of it, and the weather was perfect with it being in the 70s. I feel like the jewel of the botanical garden is the classically designed domed conservatory. It has the feeling of a Victorian design, such as at Kew Garden in England. It gave the impression of a much older garden than it was actually only begun in 1987. And what a surprise I had to find a thatched English cottage inside of the conservatory. A peek inside, and you will find the most magical little tea party of gnomes. There was so much to explore here. A beautiful rose garden had quite a variety of roses. There were sculptures, and crossing a bridge across the lake, we found a children's garden, vegetable garden, and a tree house that afforded beautiful views. After exploring the beautifully designed formal gardens and exploring the shady glens with the ferns and the meandering waterway, and then the Japanese garden, we were thoroughly recharged and our spirits were lifted, and we were ready to return home and work on our own garden. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll be inspired to visit the Louis Ginter Botanical Garden. It is such a treat.